In this video, we're going to talk about how to manage your team calendar. Now, the first thing you might be asking is, why do I need another calendar? Well, quite simply, this is one video in the series of videos that are discussing how to integrate Microsoft Teams within your classroom, either to replace Blackboard or to use it as a supplement, or maybe you want to just use Teams as a communication hub. Either one of those ways is a legitimate reason to use Teams. And using the calendar function is pretty beneficial because it's a very easy thing to do and it allows you to sync up your calendars. This is something that I use within my course. I want students to be able to have access to um, all of the information that they need to be successful in the course, including the calendar. This just gives it in a really easy, simple way, um, and so they can easily find it. And I don't have to manage multiple calendars. I can use just my team's calendar, and it syncs, and everybody gets all the information that they need. So we'll talk about how to do that in this video. The teams view where you see all of the different teams. And for this example, we're going to use CSP 823. You can see that on the home page, it has a place where you can sync your calendar. And it's a very simple thing to add items to the calendar. So right here to your left, and I apologize, I noticed that uh, the the Windows view is cut off just a little bit. Um, but you can see that there are a bunch of different tabs on the left. Let's go to the calendars tab. If you click on the calendars tab, it will open up, and let's go to sometime in the future. So the first thing you'll notice is that it automatically syncs with your Outlook calendar, and this is important because it allows you um, to easily manage your Outlook calendar and any of your personal calendars that you want to include. This information will not be shared with um, your students. However, it will be shared with anybody. If you're making a video about how to make a calendar, they will see everything that's on your calendar. So the first thing you want to do is you just double click. You can double click on any empty space because it will open a prompt off screen. And so this is just simply a simple prompt to add any kind of calendar event. And so here we're just gonna put, let's see, this is like week 3 example. All right. So what you can do is you can add attendees. If you type in an individual's name within our organization, WSU, it will automatically pop up and then add them to it. Um, One of the things I like to do is I like to have all of my calendars synced up, and so I use Google Calendars to manage myself, and I use Outlook calendars. That way, I know that I don't miss any meetings or anything like that. And so I always like to add my personal calendar. And what that allows me to do is this calendar invite will go to my personal calendar. And so I can manipulate the date if I wanted to. Um, and you can change your settings for if it repeats, weekly, custom, however you want to do it. A lot of the times, especially because it's academic calendars, I may have it repeat weekly and then end after a certain day, the end of the last day of the semester or something like that. But this is the important thing, and it is adding a channel. Now, you can add different teams groups. That way, the individuals within the team can see it. Because everything on my calendar is for me. They can't see what's on my calendar unless I make it public. But if I create a Teams for a specific class and I make a schedule for that class, one of the things I need to do is I need to add them to the class. That way they can actually see everything that's on the course calendar. And so in this case, it is for this class, there's a dash. So you have to put the dash in there. And it will pop up. If you click the actual course, hit general, and now I can add a location, or because I want this to be a Teams meeting, I can put specific details. I don't know, like every week we will meet via and then you can, add whatever details you want. And if you have any kind of response options that you want, or if you want registration, you can add that. Generally, I like to leave it with no registration. Only the individuals within your group are going to get this response. But if somebody signs up and they use a different device or something like that, it can make it a little bit difficult. And it's not the biggest of deals. What'll happen is if they try to log into your meeting, they will attempt to log in, and it will send you a request to join the meeting, and all you have to do is let them in. But I generally do not require the registration. Couple other options that you can kind of see. One of them that you might not be familiar with is who can bypass the lobby. And you can change this. You can change it to everybody or people within the organization. Again, if anybody uses somebody else's computer, it's going to be a little bit of an issue, not a huge issue, but they'll just have to request to get inside of the meeting. And then options, as far as you can have the meeting be recorded automatically. Um, this is something I generally take off because I joined the meeting early anyway, and I don't want um, that extra portion of the meeting being recorded. And so if you hit send, it's going to send a personal message to everybody. This is an actual class, so I do not want it to be sent directly. I don't want it to have personal invites, so I'm going to click this off. But usually I would have it be personal invites, because what that does is it sends a reminder directly to the individuals within the class. That way it's just one extra layer of check so that everybody knows what's going on. But if you hit the send button, what will happen is it will send it to the actual class. Okay, as you see here, we're back here at the actual team, and we can see that it automatically popped up here. January 24th as an example event, calendar event, and this is what the students will be able to see. And when they hit this date, they can just hit the join button. Actually, technically, they can hit the join button right now, and it will add them to a Teams group. So one of the ways you can use this is if someone needs to meet you, you can say, "Hey, just jump into the course team," and then they can just click this button right here, and then you can jump in there and you can talk to them via Teams if you wanted to do that. You can do that with any group, and they don't have to worry about going and looking for the individual Teams link. Another thing is if you go to the post, whenever you create a calendar event, it automatically puts it on the post. So the individuals will receive it via email. If you click the send individual message, uh, it will be on the home page, but also it's a post here. And then so if somebody has a question, they can easily, write, hey, what is this event? Or, I just wanted to double check the time, even though it says it specifically what time is it, 7:30 at January the 24th. Or if you wanted to follow up and say, hey, this is just a example, ignore this, you can write a message and it will automatically go to the group. I will reiterate something that is important. One of the things that you should tell the students, if you're making a Teams for class communication, um, you want to ensure that they click the option so that they get every single post. And that's important because whenever you do something, you don't want them to miss it. Teams is pretty good for sending important updates. Like if the instructor posts something, the students will get it. However, if somebody posts, let's say another student gets on this board and decides to post a reply to this, um, hey, I cannot make it today, or something like that. That might be some information you want all of your students to get. Otherwise, if they didn't want everybody to see it, they can, send it to you directly. So this is a quick video about how to manage the calendar. I find it super helpful, not only for managing the course and allowing the course to have a unified calendar, but I actually find it to be helpful with my own calendars. I like to have calendars that are unified and everything is in one place. That way I'm not forgetting things. That way I'm not missing meetings and things like that. So hopefully this helped you out.